Welcome back. Guess what I just watched? And I was thoroughly entertained throughout the movie, not because of the movie most of the time, but I just watched Mortal Kombat 2 in theaters in IMAX. Big IMAX screen. Here's my thoughts. Golly, was the freaking acting so corny. Like, me personally, I can let shit I can let shit go. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys who are like, alright, this is corny. Sometimes when it gets real cringy, I have to pause whatever I'm watching or just like mentally disassociate. But it was just like buzzwords from action movies or like adventure movies that I would hear that was in this movie that when they said it, I was like, I don't like that at all, but I just let it go multiple times. But it got to a point where it's just so bad. Like, especially towards the end of the movie, like I didn't care about the characters. I was so from the beginning of the movie, I was intrigued. I'll tell you this, the first act wasn't bad. It's just it was a little ridiculous. I didn't watch the first Mortal Kombat movie. Let me preface this by saying that. So I had no idea what I was stepping into. All I assumed was this was going to be a movie about fighting and they're going to try to make it make sense. That's what I was thinking. I haven't played Mortal Kombat, but two of the cast members, hold on. I got to put this shit up. I got to put this shit up, right? I think that's good right there. I got to put this shit up. Hold on. I'm not even looking at the rating. I didn't see the rating. I didn't see the rating because I'm gonna give it my own rating in a little bit. But all right, Kitana, I've heard of Kitana. Shao Kahn, Johnny Cage. I don't know who the fuck Jade is, but it looks like a Mortal Kombat character. Who on God's green earth is Sonya Blade and Jax Briggs? If these two are Mortal Kombat characters, I might be toast. When the lady started putting the power like rings that around her arm and started, I was like, huh? Who is that? And then him with the metal arms. Who is that? Liu Kang. We know who Liu Kang is. We know who Hanzo is. We know Kung Lao. Who was that? A Bihan was Scorpion. We know that. But who was the guy with the unbreakable armor? Who? Yo, I was so confused because I'm like, I swear to God, I know Mortal Kombat characters. Am I tripping? By the way, I still haven't looked it up because I'm not going to. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But are these guys really in the game? And if they are, how come I've never heard of them until I watched this movie? That's terrible marketing. Terrible. Terrible. I digress. The cast, crazy. Acting was atrocious. It was so annoying how they would say things that, and I just wouldn't care. Her especially. Hold on, let me get to Katana. Katana, oh my. Yo, Katana, I hated every line that she delivered. Especially in the beginning of the movie. In the beginning of the movie, I was so annoyed. Towards the ending of it, I just got used to her acting. But in the beginning, I was so annoyed with her. I think Johnny Cage did a good job. I think everybody else did a good. Her, yo, she kept taking in charge and like being the leader. I was like, who the fuck are you? I love how niggas is just die in this movie. Let me talk. I'm talking about all the negatives now. Let me just talk about the positive. The fighting, the action scenes. Oh, some of the best action I've ever seen. I've ever seen. Ever. I've watched a lot of good action movies in my life. This had some of the coolest fight scenes. What I would love is that when two people were about to fight, they would square up just like in the fucking game, and then the shit would go full screen, just like the game. I was so hyped for that. Every time that happened, oh, a little bit of joy in my heart. Just a little bit of joy, just like that. It was the most enjoyable part of the film. The fatalities, the choreography, just the way shit happened. Everything was kind of amazing, and I truly enjoyed it. I feel as though what really killed me in this movie is between the act and the fighting scenes. I stopped caring about halfway through. In the beginning of the movie, I was intrigued, but slowly towards the end of the movie, I just stopped caring. I was like, bro, just get to the next fight. Pack it up. Like this shit is getting annoying now, and I feel like that's a bad thing. And so some of the fights in this movie were unbelievably top scenes. There was the one with the guy with the spinning hat. I don't know which character that is, but I've seen that in Mortal Kombat. And then when the guy gets the hat, throws it onto the ground, right? And then it's stuck in the ground, but it's still spinning. And then he got the other guy and then got him on top of it and splitting in half, just like the fatality. Oh, wow, I was intrigued. I would watch this movie again just for the fight scenes. Everything else, ignore. That's the problem. The fight scenes are peak. Everything else was bullshit. Johnny Cage is a good actor. Carl Urban, we already know that though. He's a good actor. So he was acting well in his scenes. The people who I disliked, Jade wasn't bad. Sonya, she wasn't bad. I just didn't know who she was. Her, Katana, and then the father of Katana, I guess Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn's the bad guy. Yeah, Shao Kahn. I hated every scene this guy was in. Unless he was fighting, yo, shut up. Yo, you're so cliche. Shut up. Right? But that's pretty much all I have to say about this film. And then regarding all of this, I didn't look at the rating, so don't get me off that. I didn't look at the rating. Off everything, I'm giving this a solid 7 out of 10. And I would give it, like, in stars, 2.5 out of 5 stars. But out of 10, that doesn't make sense. I'd give it 2.5 stars out of 5 because this is a 2.5 star movie. But out of 10, 7 out of 10. It, do I suggest to watch it and go in theaters to watch it? I feel like in theaters the action scenes will be a lot cooler than at home, but I wouldn't like be like, yo, go watch it before it gets out of theaters. It's like if you got time, you got money, you got energy, go watch this shit. If you're like not somebody who watches movies like that, don't go watch it. It's a waste of your time. Something that was a waste of my time. I'm about to talk about that in a little bit. I'm about to talk about that in a fucking little bit. But this is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let's see what these motherfuckers gave it. A 6.9 out of 10. I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. I was being nice, but whatever. That's it for me. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know what movies I should watch. Put it on my list. I got a lot of shit to watch. I'm watching a couple of things right now. I'm not going to disclose until I review them. And that'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.